As soon as I became a globe earther and released the evidence that disproved everything that I'd done up to that point, I was public enemy number one. And the same things happened with Jaren, the same things happened with Patricia, and that's why you're getting people like Marty Leeds come out of the woodwork and say things, Mark Sargent say things about these people. It's like, why didn't you say it when he was a flat earther then? What made you hold your tongue then?
Please subscribe. Some of the signals he gives off and some of the observations my viewers make about CC, I think he is just a lost cause. He's gone beyond believing the earth is flat to some kind of insane asylum inside his own mind. He just seems to think that CC's catchphrase has to be bullshit because everything is. There isn't a politician alive in the world today that isn't like a reptilian, bloody Illuminati cloak wearing, no good scumbag, according to CC. But he's definitely my favorite flat earther by a mile.
I think the best thing for him would be to just stay off the internet. I mean, if he was to not have access to any kind of electronic devices for 6 months, he'd probably return to normality. It's being in that world. And
that's the thing, isn't it? Like you say, you're getting fed this information, and you said yourself earlier on, isn't it? You would just believe it because Nathan Oakley said it, for example. You know, when that's the definition of an echo chamber, is just surrounding yourself by yes men with nobody on the inner side of it to challenge your beliefs. They may challenge them if they think there's a danger that something you believe is more likely to be supported by a globe model than the flat model. But other than that, I think they just want to keep saying this, because I can always tell if I come across a new flat earth channel, I can always tell which other flat earthers they've watched. And it's 9 times out of 10, it's going to be Nathan Oakley or Eric Dubay. And I have had a couple that I suspect watch Level Earth Observer, because Americans don't really use the word pantomime. It's, you know, so they've picked it up from somewhere. But they're all the same. They all just, everyone's going, yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, you're right. Doesn't matter. You can't prove it. We all say you're right. So you must be.
Well, the flat earthers always say do your own research. But like you said, and you know, something that I found too, is that you don't do your own research. For instance, I only focused on one thing, which was just visuals and photography and, you know, long distance in my location. That's the only thing that I cared about. Anything else that I learned about flat earth, I learned it from people like 10th Man, Nathan Oakley, Jeranism, you know, Mark Sargent. I would watch their content and I would learn from them. So I wasn't actually doing my own research. I was just regurgitating the stuff that they were saying, and they were presenting me with their arguments, and I was understanding those arguments and then running with those arguments if I got speaking to somebody else about it. And I knew nothing. I didn't know much about what I was talking about. I just repeated what they were saying.
Yeah. And chances are that when they said it to you, they were just repeating something they'd heard somebody else say. And
100%.
You know, it's going back to that echo chamber and surrounding yourself with yes men. It does none of us any good to never have the things we talk about challenged. You know, it's you know, it's healthy. You know, healthy debate, healthy conversation is good, but there doesn't seem to be anything like that happening in the flat earth. You know, as an observer looking in, they all just seem to be attacking each other at the moment, and you know, cease and desist letters, and you know, public retractions and what's the guy, Marty Leeds. See, now to me, I don't know where he's come from. I don't know if he was somebody you were familiar with, but to me, he just seems to have poofed into existence.
No, Marty Leeds has been around for as long as I've been around.
Has he?
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe he's just somebody I hadn't really paid any attention to, or you know, I don't know. But to me, he just seems to have come out of nowhere, thrown a hand grenade in into the flat Earth community, and now he's sort of sitting there like Doctor Evil, rubbing his hand and stroking his cat.
Well, Cat's released a video actually. Was it? It might have been yesterday.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah,
And he was saying that, you know, he's listed, he's done a retraction video, and you know, which is what they asked within the cease and desist, but then he buried it with 20 videos thereafter, which I
yeah,
think is so disingenuous,
I
because
know.
if you're gonna apologize and you're gonna say, look, I was wrong, I shouldn't have said this, leave the
Yeah,
video up. Leave it
yeah,
up
yeah.
and don't post anything else.
To me, this is what he's done. Let's say, for argument's sake, I'd offended you in some way and I needed to apologize. I would just look at you and say, Ranty, listen, sorry, mate, I was wrong. I apologize. But what Marty Leeds did, he knew what he'd said and he basically went, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like a petulant teenager. That's how his retraction came across to me as a viewer. It was pathetic.
Well, all senators are the same. Essentially, they'll
Yeah.
behave that way. Very disingenuous. Jaren has found
Yeah.
that out, because when
Right.
I left, I thought my standing in the community was pretty good. I thought I was pretty well known throughout the flat Earth community. I had a lot of people supporting me, giving me the big thumbs up every time. You know, couldn't, you know, rarely said a bad word about me. As soon as I became a globe earther and released the evidence that disproved everything that I'd done up to that point, I was public enemy number one. And the
Yeah.
same things happened with Jaren. The same
Yeah.
things happened with Patricia. And that's why you're getting people like Marty Leeds come out of the woodwork and
Yeah.
say things. Mark Sargent say things about these people. It's like, why didn't
Yeah.
you say it when he was a flat earther then? When these
Yeah.
people were flat earthers, what made you hold your tongue then?
Yeah, exactly.